Hi, I'm Robert Ottinger. I'm an employment lawyer with the Ottinger firm, and we represent executives and employees. Now, I'm here today with my dog, Lake, to talk about one of my favorite kinds of employment cases. And they're called FMLA retaliation cases. And these cases are dynamite for employees and nightmares for employers. Now, what exactly is an FMLA retaliation case, you may be wondering? Well, the FMLA, as you may know, means Family Medical Leave Act, Lake. And this law is there to give people the right to take a little bit of time off if they're sick, or if maybe one of their close relatives, like your mom or your dad or your spouse or your child, is sick. It gives you the right to take some time off and deal with that. Some companies, though, they don't want to be bothered. If they have an employee who's sick themselves or has a sick relative and they need time off, they just fire the person. It happens a lot. So that's the core of FMLA retaliation. So now, why are these cases so great? Why are they one of my favorite kinds of cases? Well, there's a few reasons. First of all, the law creates a presumption of guilt for a company that fires an employee while out on FMLA leave or within 90 days of returning from FMLA leave. Now that's incredible. That means if you're fired while you're on leave or soon after you return from leave, the law assumes the company fired you because you were out on FMLA leave. That's incredible. The burden shifts at that point back to the company. They have to sort of come up with a good reason to explain why they really fired you. And the second reason why they're so strong, why they're so great, is that unlike most all other federal employment law cases out there, with an FMLA case, you don't have to file first with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. That's a real hassle. It's a kind of a worthless procedural hurdle that's there for most all other federal employment cases, but not so with the FMLA. You can file a lawsuit against your company immediately, and this gives you a lot of power. You can actually pose a real threat to a company that fires you if you're out on FMLA leave. Now, with these two things, the fact that there's a presumption of guilt and the power to file a case immediately, it puts the ball in your court. Because if those things happen to you, if you're fired while out on leave or soon after you return, your case is so simple. All you have to prove is that you were fired while out on leave or soon after you return. Once you prove those two things, and they're not in dispute, there's never a dispute about a person being on FMLA leave or not, or that they're fired. They're uncontested. So it's like right off the bat, the burden shifts to the company. Now they have to explain why they fired a person while they're out sick or caring for sick relatives. And how does that make the company look? I mean, why in the world would a company have to fire someone while they're sick, or while their mom is sick, or while their dad is sick, or their child is sick? It's a terrible thing for a company to do. And so they have to explain to a jury why they did this terrible thing. And they better have a really good reason for it. It better not be linked at all to your leave, otherwise they're guilty. And finally, with the FMLA, if you prove that this happened, companies are required to pay you 2 times what you lost. That's statutory required double damages. If you get fired and you lose $50,000, the company has to give you $100,000, and they have to pay all your legal fees. So these cases are nightmares for employers. So if this has happened to you, if you've been fired while you're out on FMLA leave, or soon after you return, you might have a great case. And by the way, if you go out on leave, you don't have to ask for FMLA leave. No one's required to say that. All you have to do is say, hey look, I'm sick, or my mom's sick. I want some time off. That's it. You don't have to even mention the words FMLA. So don't be worried about that. So anyway, if you want to know a little bit more about who's protected by the FMLA, we have other videos that explain that. But that's in a nutshell. Those cases are dynamite. And because they're so strong, most people who are in that situation can settle their cases fast without ever going to court, because most companies don't want to deal with that. They'd rather pay up early, put it behind them, and hopefully learn a lesson and not fire the next person that goes on FMLA leave. Until next time, I'm Robert Ottinger.